Good afternoon, good morning, and good afternoon. My name is Tamara Lawson, and I'm the Dean of the Law School. I welcome you to this commencement, and it is beginning right now. The class of 2024, congratulations. We begin our ceremony with a land acknowledgement. The University of Washington acknowledges the Coast Salish peoples of this land, the land that touches the shared waters of all tribes and bands within the Suquamish, Tulalip, and Muckleshoot nations. Distinguished faculty and staff, UW Law alumnus Judge Richard Jones, UW Regents, esteemed guests, proud families, and most importantly, our remarkable graduates of the class of 2024. I am honored to join you in this moment of celebration that honors your accomplishments. This year, we are celebrating 276 graduates from the JD program and graduate programs. How amazing. I say to you, congratulations. I am so proud of you. All of the faculty and staff are so proud of you. Your family and friends are so proud of you. You have an auditorium of people that are proud and impressed with you. And why is that? Is because your accomplishments are significant. This is a significant day in your professional career and your development and your journey. It's one that not only impacts you personally and your families directly, but our entire community is impacted. And this is a global community. You are a living, breathing exemplar of the mission of UW Law, to be the best, to be the best, to be the very best measured by global impact. Today is just the beginning of the tremendous impact that you are going to have as leaders. Today marks a pivotal moment in your lives as you stand together, equipped with knowledge and passion for justice. As you are awarded your degrees today, continue to remember that although we are celebrating your journey as law students, it is also a launch of an even more important journey. A journey as lawyers, a journey as leaders, a journey as policymakers, as owners of enterprise, as innovators, with bold enthusiasm to bring new solutions. The possibilities and opportunities are endless for you to have a profound impact locally, nationally, and globally. You are how we define success at UW Law, through your impact. And as we reflect on the path that led you to this moment, you might be astounded by how many pages you read, how many documents you drafted, how much material you mastered, all the while by downing countless cups of coffee and countless carbs to get it all done. But as you embark on this journey, it is critical to make yourselves and your families a priority in what you accomplish. At UW Law, we train the whole person, and we want you to flourish with all your gifts as you leave Gates Hall. It might be bittersweet to leave these familiar surroundings, but you leave equipped with skills advocacy training, experiential learning, in-depth textual analysis. You've absorbed and synthesized a great deal of knowledge, but you haven't done it alone. Your community will continue to support you on the next chapter of your journey. You have excelled alongside a cohort of exceptional students. Just look around you. And as you move from student to alumni status, your classmates, your faculty, and your resources here at UW will continue to support your growth and development as legal professionals. Your PhD, your Juris Doctorate, your Master's in Law, your Master's in Jurisprudence from UW Law makes you a part of a warm and thoughtful community dedicated to excellence as legal professionals. As lawyers, you will have a keen sense of how to import law as a tool in the larger toolbox of justice. With your training, you can uphold the principles of justice and fairness and use your skills to protect the vulnerable and marginalized, as well as remedy harm. Your role as lawyers requires restraint and carries responsibilities. As you embark on your legal careers, the training imparted in you by your law faculty will inspire you to exercise your authority with integrity, compassion, and a steadfast commitment to the pursuit of justice for all. Never forget that behind every legal brief, every courtroom argument, and every judicial decision, there are real lives at stake, lives that are counting on you. I have faith and trust in you that you will do the right thing. Approach each case as an opportunity to make a meaningful difference in the lives of your clients and in the fabric of our society. As graduates of the School of Law, you are not just enhancing a profession. You are joining a noble tradition of service. Whether you work in a law-adjacent field or you practice law in a prestigious law firm or in the public sector or in a large company, maybe in academia, or maybe you forge a path entirely your own. Remember that the measure of success will not be found in billable hours or accolades, but in the lives you touch and the injustices you disrupt. Be bold. I have faith in you as you disrupt those injustices. Be bold, be fearless in your pursuit of truth and unwavering in your commitment to justice. As you leave to embrace your careers on the world stage, know that this next chapter will have its own set of challenges to overcome. Lean in on the lessons and resilience that you have gained here, and most importantly, remember this: you are not alone. You are part of a larger community. An entire auditorium is cheering for you, as well as thousands of alumni across the globe are cheering for you. And although you might not be coming to Gates Hall every day, except over the summer for bar prep, Professor Sanford still has your email and your cell phone numbers. But seriously, you are part of this family. And we want to also recognize today and celebrate all the families that have made your careers in law possible. Graduates, please stand and give a standing ovation to your families. Thank you, families, and thank you, Dean Mom. You have made today possible for all the lawyers in this room. So go forth with courage, graduates, with conviction, with the knowledge that you have the power to shape the world. As you navigate the complexities of the legal profession, never lose sight of yourself, your values, your principles, and the ideals that inspired you to a career in law. This is your dream, and you have achieved it, but the true journey is about to commence. In closing, I leave you with the words of the great Justice Louis Brandeis, who was so instrumental in shaping modern jurisprudence. And he said, quote, "Most of the things worth doing in the world had been declared impossible before they were done," end quote. Class of 2024, we believe in you, and we believe you can change the world. Again, my warmest congratulations. The warmest congratulations from all of the faculty and staff at the law school. The world awaits your leadership, your vision, your relentless pursuit of justice. And remember, the journey may be long, but the destination is worth the struggle. Thank you. Congratulations. Now it is my great privilege to recognize the Dean's Medal recipients. These awards are presented as special recognition to students embodying a combination of academic excellence and overall contributions to student life. The awards go to Maya Cadado and Brian Honaker-Coe. I'll just share briefly some of their accomplishments. You can remain standing, Maya and Brian. Maya chose to pursue law in hopes of bringing more Middle Eastern representation to the legal field. At UW Law, she excelled both as a student and a leader. Maya served as the president of the Middle Eastern and South Asian Law Students Association, where she mentored other law students and fostered a sense of community. She also served as an articles editor on the Washington Law Review and as treasurer for the Student Advocates for Immigration Justice. During her final year of law school, Maya externed at the Seattle Clemency Project, and in her dedication to social justice, continued as a volunteer to assist rehabilitated prisoners while filing clemency petitions. This fall, Maya will be joining the law firm of Stoll Reeves in their corporate group. Congratulations, Maya. Brian Honaker-Coe never anticipated going to law school, but only a few years after earning his bachelor's degree from UW, he could not resist the allure of becoming a double dog. While at UW Law, Brian served as co-president of the Jewish Law Students Association, a class representative to the Student Bar Association, and an online editor with Washington Law Review. Throughout law school, Brian worked for government, at a law firm, and with several companies in their in-house legal teams, before ultimately earning his JD with a concentration in law, business, and entrepreneurship. Congratulations, Brian. Maya and Brian are two of our outstanding JD graduates, but additionally, in the back of our commencement program are the names of graduating students recognized for their academic and leadership achievements, including the editorial boards of our 4 law journals, our moot court and clinical advocates, pro bono honorees, graduate program honorees, and students with extraordinary records in service and in scholarship in all of our programs. Congratulations to all of the graduates for your outstanding achievements. And at this time, it is my great honor and pleasure to introduce our faculty speaker, Professor Lisa Mannheim.
Hi, everybody. So I am so excited to see you all here together. A law school graduation ceremony is a truly formative event, one that is communal, engaging, and exhilarating. And also, of course, incredibly boring. What I just said may feel like a contradiction, but you know it's correct. And that's because, as it turns out, two things can be true at once, even if those things seem to conflict. Two seemingly conflicting things can be true at once. What does this have to do with law school? In a sense, this principle is law school, because you can think of the experience of law school as like a marathon. Admittedly, a marathon where every few miles you're required to sprint, often in a business suit. It's a little gross, but a marathon nevertheless in learning how to accept and work with this principle. Two seemingly conflicting things can be true at once. To this end, if I could paraphrase the author F. Scott Fitzgerald, the test for the successful completion of law school, for our JDs, for our graduate students, for all our students, is the ability to hold two opposing ideas in mind at the same time and still retain the ability to function. Now, this is an apt quote, given that in law school, it is at times challenging simply to retain the ability to function. But when it comes to holding two opposing ideas in mind at the same time, in law school, you are, for example, required to explore arguments that you find compelling, but also arguments that you find repugnant. You take exams where everyone will tell you there is no single best answer, and yet you're graded on a curve. You learn, in my class and in others, that there are at least two ways of thinking about the law: inside the four corners of the court's opinions or the statutes or the regs, and also outside the four corners of those formal documents, recognizing what else is going on behind the scenes. And by the way, which of those two ways of thinking about the law is correct? They both are. And so it is imperative as a law student that you understand and accept these formal rules, but at the same time that you question and resist them. Now, I do feel compelled at this point to quickly note that for many of you, your law school experience also included me explaining to you how the study of property law was so rich and compelling. Yes. And also, at the same time, particularly in light of that casebook, borderline torturous. So, you're well versed in this principle. Two things can be true at the same time. Law school has helped you to harness the power of this principle. You're good at this principle. But you know what? You always had a knack for it, right? It's a rare skill to be able to resist a narrow, rigid, and simplistic view of the world and the many questions it presents. And I know that many of you, if not all of you, were drawn to law school in the first place because you are not wired to think that way. You're not repelled by nuance, you're drawn to it. You're not exhausted by the push and pull of opposing ideas, you're captivated by it. Some of you, after completing your studies here at the law school, may be feeling even more confident in your ability to engage in this sort of thinking. Some of you may be feeling less confident, but let me tell you right now, you are all good at it. You would not be sitting here if you weren't. And this is an extraordinarily valuable skill, to be able to understand and work with the world as it comes, which is convoluted and messy and indeterminate. Of course, this set of skills is particularly helpful for a lawyer. As a lawyer, your arguments, whatever they are, will be stronger if you insist in engaging not only with the relevant counterarguments, but with the best versions of those counterarguments. As a lawyer, your clients, whoever they are, will be better served if you are constantly toggling in and out between the forest and the trees, between inside the box and outside the box, between Westlaw and Spotify, to identify and work to achieve what your client needs. And as a lawyer, your own moral compass, which I know in this group is constantly being examined and questioned, will be best served if you give yourself permission to embrace the reality that these questions are hard and that there is no single best answer. Now, to be clear, embracing nuance is not the same thing as compromise. I mean, it can be, and that's its own extremely valuable skill. In legal practice, as in life, few things are more important than the ability to bring people together for the purpose of compromise. Bringing leaders of one business together with leaders of another. Bringing community stakeholders together with decision makers. In the context of law school, bringing the people who run Barrister's Ball together with the people who sell COVID tests. Bringing people together is a valuable skill. Still, to be clear, holding opposing ideas in mind at the same time does not mean that you need to compromise. In fact, rarely should you treat two opposing ideas as equally valid. Quite to the contrary, embracing nuance also can be critical for a separate, different purpose. For holding the line when ultimately we decide that's what needs to happen. Yes, we understand that the issues presented are difficult. Yes, we understand that the aspects of an opposing position have merit. And yes, we understand that we don't have the perfect solution. We understand these points, we get it. But it's precisely because we understand these points that we can now explain clearly, persuasively, how none of them changes what ultimately needs to happen. At this point, I know I'm speaking in fairly abstract terms, and I'm actually doing that on purpose. Because look, I could tell you anecdotes from practice when we decided to concede an important but losing argument, and the decision helped us win the case. As a mom, I could recount irritating, but perhaps humorous personal stories about me serving as a mediator between three acrimonious, pint-sized adversaries who are, apparently, willing to battle to the death over a half-eaten box of Thin Mints. But ultimately, this idea that it is a critical skill to be able to hold two opposing ideas in mind at the same time and to work openly and effectively within that space, this idea extends well beyond the personal and well beyond law. Right now, we, all of us here and around the world, are facing profound challenges. Many of these challenges are overlapping and interrelated. All of them are complicated and difficult simply to understand, much less to solve. To add to the complexity, plenty of people are ready and willing to exploit these challenges for personal ends, to introduce disinformation, to manipulate emotion, to encourage simplified and antagonistic thinking. Again, to achieve various and often nefarious personal ends. Now, I know that you know what many of these big, profound global challenges are. I don't need to rattle them off. And in fact, I wouldn't want to just rattle them off right now. It's not my place to tell you how to prioritize these challenges in your own life and careers. But even more than that, each of these challenges deserves far more attention, far more sophistication, and more nuance than this speech can provide. In other words, each of these challenges deserves the sort of careful thought and thoughtful care that each of you are so good at and you've worked so hard to cultivate. On this front, I started this talk with the first half of the Fitzgerald quote about holding two opposing ideas in mind at the same time. Here's the second half. One should, for example, be able to see that things are hopeless, yet be determined to make them otherwise. This, in turn, can make the improbable, the implausible, often the impossible, come true. Okay, so with all this in mind, let's bring this discussion back to your graduation. because in the context of this ceremony, at least one thing is straightforward and clear. I can't go over 10 minutes. So look, here, today, everyone in this faculty, everyone in the library, everyone in the staff here at the law school, we are proud of you. We're so happy for you. We're excited about what you individually and collectively will accomplish. At the same time, graduation is a little sad. Going forward, we won't hear your voice in our classes. We won't catch you walking down the halls. We won't see you laughing with your friends over some silly legal pun on an unseasonably sunny day out on the terrace. We won't benefit in the same direct way from your energy, enthusiasm, and initiative. So I know that I speak for many of the people in your life, at the law school and beyond, when I say that seeing you here today is wonderful, and it's also a little sad. As you know, two things can be true at once. Congratulations.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is William Kennick, and I am a third-year graduating JD. Good afternoon to the esteemed faculty and staff, proud family members, and of course, my incredible fellow graduates. A todas las familias que están aquí apoyando la primera abogada en su familia, bienvenidos y gracias. I am deeply honored to stand here today. After 3 years of my relentless chatter, I am stunned that you think I still have anything left to say. But I will do my best to keep things more concise than my typical classroom participation. Unlike my fellow speakers, I can impart no great wisdom about how to pass the bar, how to make partner, or how to be a lawyer, since, like you, I am just starting that chapter of my life. But what I do feel called to speak on is my love for our community and my hopes for what we will do with our legal education. I am truly in awe of the community that we built together. After months of isolation due to COVID-19, we started in the fall of 2021 donning face masks and anxious about the gauntlet we had just thrown ourselves into. And yet, none of the horror stories I heard about law school had any semblance to reality. Professors didn't make you stand up only to belittle you. Classmates didn't pass around fake study guides to throw a curve. And no one I knew bragged about their grades, at least at every opportunity. Don't get me wrong, the journey has been rough. As you've heard, we did have hundreds of pages of reading per week. I never thought 4 hours could disappear so quickly as during a law school exam. And don't even get me started about my student loans. But rather than the toxic, hyper-competitive place I was fearing in my head, I found a loving and supportive community. None of us got here on our own. We had brilliant professors who lovingly return year after year to help the next generation of legal professionals grow. They eagerly wrote us letters of recommendation. They challenged us with questions that just begged to be answered with, "It depends." In their infinite mercy, they occasionally chuckled at my attempts at humor. To all of our law school professors, we owe a profound debt of gratitude. Thank you for inspiring us to reach new heights of academic excellence, intellectual rigor, and compassionate teaching. A very special thank you to Professor Kim Ambrose and my fellow clinicians in the Race and Justice Clinic for teaching me that the highest expression of the law is rooted in love. We also could not have made it through this grueling experience without our supporters outside the classroom too. We were incredibly blessed with administrators and staff members in our corner, like Dean Anna Enter, Dawn Bell, Kayla Fensel, who worked tirelessly to help students build community and develop a culture of self-care and compassion. We gained a new role model with the inimitable Jana Matthews, who will no doubt take the Gates program to a new level. We were privileged to witness in our 3 years the faithful servant leadership of Ann Spangler. Whether it was crying in one of their offices, getting a warm smile on a cold day, or boogieing on the barrister's dance floor, these women have all made a profound impact on me and have taught me new lessons of leadership, service, and community. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for these lessons. And of course, a huge thank you to the families of the graduates who put up with being ignored for days or even weeks at a time, seeing their loved ones less than ever before as we balanced our love for you with our intense drive to succeed. And thank you to all of our non-law friends, including my own roommate in the audience, for putting up with our seemingly limitless ways of bringing up law school or legal doctrine with every trip to the park and every visit to the grocery store. And finally, there's the community that we graduates found in each other. God, I love you. We have been to hell and back together. Remember how nervous we were for our first torts final? How hard we thought the spring LARW memo was? How we wanted to throw up, maybe that was just me, before our first networking session because we didn't know what an elevator pitch was or whether or not we could address a judge as Your Excellency. And yet, through it all, we were together. We freely gave our notes to people who missed class. We cooked meals for each other when we were sick. We helped each other move. We gave each other hugs, made ourselves laugh, and held each other during life's hard moments that come without regard for your law school schedule. This is what community is all about, lifting each other up, celebrating each other's successes, and supporting one another when the chips are down. My sincere hope is that we carry that spirit of generosity and love with us wherever we go. To those of you who have not attended law school, you might be confused by my celebration of seemingly mundane human interactions like hugs and laughter. But one thing I would like to address that does not get enough attention is mental health in the legal profession. This field is infamous for being a high-pressure environment. There will always be pressure to bill more hours or take on more cases. But as we dive into bar prep, our family life, and our other obligations, it is vital that we remember our well-being is paramount. Put another way, our physical, mental, and spiritual health should take precedence over our work always. Our well-being is the alpha and the omega, the beginning and the end. Everything else in life is impossible unless we ourselves are at our best. So don't be afraid to ask for help, to take a break, or set boundaries. Though I am at the cusp of my legal career, I've met enough lawyers and judges to proclaim that being a good lawyer does not mean sacrificing your mental health. If I have been misled, I am confident that the group sitting in front of me is the one that will prove my proclamation true. You see, I have high hopes for all of us in here. In a world that seems more divided and uncertain than ever, our role as future lawyers has never been more critical. We're graduating at a time when the rule of law is constantly being challenged or undermined, at home and abroad. Even as I speak, innocent civilians are dying in Gaza, Haiti, Somalia, the Sahel, Ukraine, and countless other places. But it is precisely in these moments that we must hold on to hope. Hope that we can make a difference, hope that our dedication to justice and equity can bridge divides, and hope that through our work, we can bring about a more just and compassionate society. James Baldwin, the great American intellectual and civil rights activist, was once asked if he was in despair about the state of the world. Without missing a beat, he responded, "I never have been in despair about the world. I've been enraged by it. I don't think I'm in despair. I can't afford despair. I can't tell my nephew, my niece, you can't tell the children there's no hope." Let's be the generation of lawyers who not only see the world as it is, but also strive relentlessly for what it can be. Let's carry forward the love we have for each other and the communities we serve. Let's be grateful to the mentors who have guided us and supported us, and the friends and family who have been there alongside us. And let us take care of ourselves, knowing that by doing so, we are better prepared to take care of others. Congratulations, class of 2024. We did it, and I cannot wait to see how you will brighten your corner of the world. Love you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Shivani, and I'm the General Law LLM graduate. Greetings to Dean Lawson, distinguished faculty members, proud parents, staff, alumni, and most importantly, the beautiful class of 2024. Congratulations, guys, we made it. This momentous occasion is not only a testament to a year-long of hard work, but is also to the unwavering support of our parents, our friends, and our loved ones. Together, we have journeyed through a year marked by perseverance, dedication, and a shared pursuit of excellence at the University of Washington School of Law. Standing here today, I can still drift back to our first day at the law school, where we walked into William H. Gates Hall, navigating those unfamiliar corridors. The orientation in room 133 transformed strangers into acquaintances, and today, those initial handshakes and polite greetings have blossomed into profound friendship and mutual respect. We have become a tight-knit community that has been supporting each other through the rigors of academia and celebrating each other's success. Our classmates have become more than just peers. They are a family that have been providing inspiration, encouragement, and unwavering support. The past year in Seattle brought its own share of cloudy and rainy days, where we graduates spent countless hours immersed in case laws, grappling with intricate legal concepts and overcoming the formidable challenges. These experiences, though were demanding, but have fortified our determination and have deepened our commitment to justice. As we wished for the time to slow down, we never wanted the year to come to an end for us. We'll profoundly remember our study sessions, those lively discussions about the complex legal issues, the curiosity about each other's bar exam plans, and the rich exchange of cultural experiences, and the talks and the plans of us when we meet next and we could travel to each other's countries. As I As I stand here representing the graduate students, the LLMs, MJs, and the PhD program, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to our professors, the program coordinators, the academic staff, and the whole legal community. Your guidance and mentorship has played a pivotal role in our life in shaping our legal acumen and in preparing us for the challenges that lie ahead of us. Your unwavering commitment to excellence and passion for teaching have inspired us to strive for greatness. On behalf of the graduating class, I extend our deepest thanks to your tireless efforts and unwavering belief in our potentials. Your impact will resonate long after we leave these halls. I also want to extend a heartfelt thanks to our JD classmates for sharing their deep insights and for engaging in meaningful discussions that have deepened our knowledge with regard to the US law. You were great classmates and friends to us throughout the year. I come from India, and it's known as the land of diversity, and it gives me immense pleasure to stand here to speak with my fellow classmates that have come from various corners of the world. Our diversity is our strength that has equipped us to tackle various complex issues with a broad range of insight. This inclusivity has fostered a deeper understanding of law and the world we seek to improve. Let us continue to embrace our diversity and celebrate it, as it embodies the essence of justice and the power of unity. On a personal note, this commencement holds a profound significance for me. Seattle has become my second home, and I'm the first in my family to study abroad. My journey would not have been possible without my husband and my family. My husband, who is here today, has been my unwavering support. I cherish you endlessly, and I'm forever grateful for your presence in my life. my parents who couldn't make it today, and I'm sure they're watching me online, and it's about 2 at the night in India right now. I know they are extremely proud of seeing me graduate here. I want to thank them for bringing me into life, raising me, and shaping me into a person I am today. It's their hard work, dedication, and their love that has brought me here. Once again, congratulations to the amazing class of 2024. Today is a celebration not of our hard work and achievements, but also of the beginning of an exciting new chapter. Let's embrace the opportunities ahead with courage and determination, and may we all find success and fulfillment in our journeys. Thank you, and go Huskies!
Graduates, family, friends, and assembled guests, I am Mike Townsend, Faculty Director of the PhD in Law program at the University of Washington School of Law, and it is my great honor and pleasure to present to you this year's recipients of the Doctor of Philosophy in Law degree. PhD is the highest academic degree offered by an American university, and in recognition of this attainment, it is traditional to read out the names of the recipients, their committee chairs, and the titles of their dissertations. They will then be hooded as a symbol of their joining our community of scholars. As you note the titles of their dissertations, I hope you will observe how they support what our dean has so eloquently described as the University of Washington Law School's unwavering commitment to the law as an engine of progressive change. Dean Lawson, I would like to present to you our first recipient, Maria Paula Anhal, Chair. Chair was Professor Ryan Kalo. Dissertation title is Privacy's Algorithmic Turn and Intellectual History. Dean Lawson, I would like to present to you our second recipient, Isatu Jallo. Professor Sharon Brown is the chair. The dissertation is entitled Advancing Inclusion, a cross-national study on educational laws and practices for children with disabilities in the Gambia and Senegal. Dean Lawson, I would like to present to you our third recipient, In-Young Chong. Chair, Professor Tadayoshi Kono. dissertation is entitled Reshaping AI Governance, Co-Design, Co-Regulation, and Contextual Considerations. Dean Lawson, I would like to present to you our fourth recipient, Xinyi Liu. Chair Professor Walter Walsh. Dissertation is entitled Land Registration and Property Rights Transfer in Rural China. Dean Lawson, I would like to present to you our fifth recipient, Choki Rizda Ramadan. I'm not sure who's getting the degree here, but they both look very smart to me. Professor Anna Bosch is the chair. The dissertation is entitled Benefit Cost Analysis of Enforcing Indonesian Anti-Corruption Laws. So Dean Lawson, that completes my presentation of now doctors, Angel, Jallo, Chong, Liu, and Ramadan. At this time, please join me in welcoming representatives of the Native American Law Student Association to the stage here.
Good afternoon, distinguished faculty and staff, family and friends, and fellow graduates. My name is Sam Hussey, and I'm the former president of the Native American Law Students Association, or NALSA, and this is Vivian Garcia, who is the former vice president of NALSA.
Today we celebrate the culmination of years of hard work and sacrifice. As we reflect on our time at UW, we want to acknowledge a missing member of our community, Kyle Reardon, and recognize the powerful impact Kyle had and continues to have on our community.
Kyle was a double dog and completed an undergraduate degree at the University of Washington in economics and business. Kyle was also a native Alaskan from the Yupik tribe, and Kyle's Yupik identity was central to his choice to come to law school. Kyle was motivated to become an attorney so he can contribute to his native community.
Kyle was honored to serve Alaska Native people, and through his work with the Callista, a Native Alaskan corporation, he continued to work to promote and preserve his culture, community, and the Alaskan way of life.
At UW Law, Kyle served on the NALSA board and was one of 4 Native students in our class. Kyle's passing was not only a significant loss to his friends, peers, and the NALSA community. Kyle's loss is devastating for the larger legal community, as only 0.7% of lawyers are Native.
Kyle made UW Law feel like a community, It was Kyle's lighthearted presence that made me feel genuinely welcome, connected, and accepted into the community.
Kyle was one of my first friends at UW. We instantly bonded over our Indigenous identities and talked about the challenges of navigating law school as BIPOC students. I admired Kyle's fierce advocacy and desire to serve his community in Alaska while being so far away from home. And I can only hope to be half the advocate that Kyle was for Native people and communities.
Please join us in a brief moment of silence to honor Kyle. On behalf of the UW Law community, including his friends and NALSA, we will be presenting Kyle's family with a native woven blanket in honor of Kyle and his contributions to our community. We welcome Kyle's friends and classmates to leave gifts, notes, and flowers if they feel moved in recognition of Kyle. Thank you.
Thank you, Samantha and Vivian. Good afternoon. My name is Terry Price, and I'm the Interim Associate Dean for Student Affairs and a associate teaching professor here at the law school. Along with my colleagues, Professor David Ziff, and Senior Associate Dean for Academic Administration, Elizabeth Pendo, we will now present our JD candidates for the class of 2024. The first is your JD student speaker, William Kennick. Vivian Victoria Garcia. Samantha Rose Moani Ike Ala O Kamai Leloli Ilii Hasi. I practiced. Sarah Yell. Lexi Mulcahy. Melissa Torres. Tulo Wa Nimi Iniola Olali.
Toluwanimi Eniola Alalia.
Sampartap Singh Bual. Libby Smith. Colin Burns. Daniel J. Parsons. Elliot Sands. Dustin Robert Bowker. Xander Thompson. Prentice Mackenzie Mosley. Omeki, sorry. Sarah Tracy. Wendy Roman. Matthew Williamson. Elizabeth Jaja Abel. Ashley Tong. Gabrielle Victoria Saenz. Heather Emma Freeman. Kaylee Nikia McNeil. Alyssa Moe. Kiara Hildeman. Justine Kim. Nicholas Clausen. Nick Niehammer. Nathan Mock. Emily Lynn Vo. Ryan Riches. Kelsey Lynn Dunn. Ashley Peterson. Laura Rogers Underseer. Anna Catherine Weber. Roberto White. Sophie Lance. Benjamin McLean. Sarah Ruth Wise. Anna Marie Schumar. Tatum Kawabata. Megan Daniels. Nadine Youssef Khalidi. Gabrielle Lois Fisher. Olivia Mott. Stephen Hindeman. Congratulations. Allison Krieger. Kristen Heyer. Hannah Marie Aho.
Anna Elizabeth Farron. Kyle Mason Kennedy. Niels Jacob Krahe. Brian Tillinger. Zachary Finn. Jason Spencer. Jeff Liao. Ryan Junjet Lin. Aldrin Jude Dataan Punganiban. Aaron Hernandez. Lucy Mani. Cristina Guadalupe Gamundi Garcia. Daisy Jaimes. Ching Li. Lauren Liu. Yi Xin Bao. Miles Lee. Sophia Sun. Bernadette Michelle Pena. Joseph Shin. Zain Abed. Sean Kenneth Carver. Matthew Saling. Walker McCusick. Stephen Cromwell. Cooper Keene. Kelton McLeod. Robin Lloyd Covis. Nicholas Lippard. Luke Pfister. Ellie Paxad. Trent McBride. Avril Lee Aubrey. Eli Sanders. Russell Johnson. Yingxuan Wu. Ethan Gorman. Gabriella Rose Kittmacher. Daniela Krechar. Marisa Pasnick. Adam James Cunningham. Catherine Penrod. Linnea Snap. James Stafford. Ewan Cameron. Lauren Hunnady. Carmen Kate Adams. Evan Frazier. Wei Wei. Chinwei Fan. Wei Her. Thomas Hayden. Micaela Banquero. Abigail Sivitz Gelman.
Carla Partida Castro. Abin Fefli. Nicole Cullen. Maxine Sugarman. Dan Weinreb. Michael Rowan Burley. Tim Severance. Ashley Rott. Evelyn Wallace. Hannah Gwendolyn Stevenson. Aiken Boomers Mullen. Stephanie Blackner Smith. Holly Broadbent. Michael Joseph Eschman. Alice Hugh. Stephanie No. Lynn Jha. Anna Noel Pickett. Nicole Teague. Megan Simone Hagood. Jack May. Jaxie Seahorn. Charles B. Lindsay. Riley Julia Gavigan. Sally Louise Walker. Jared Rothenberg. Christopher Matthew Burgess. Amina Oluwafemi Sanusi. Rebecca Schumacher. Sierra Fung Marion. Rosalind Caneo. Avi Wilcutt Menard. Julia Davis. Leah Harris. Anna Johansson. Audrey Irene Bell. Cameron Eldridge. Hannah Winner. Rick Adams. Madison Brown. Ria Batia. Maya Cadado. Tanya Helbig. Talia Cabrera. Patrick Rettig. Danielle Oluna Ibakwe. Gabrielle Matz Carter. Carrie Kling. Mustafa Ulemi. Chisap Kim. Hosanna Nagash. Esther Lee. Elliot Min. Brian Honecker Ko. Han Shue. Kira Montgomery. Frank Maximilian Del Real IV. Mia Q. Gracie Pecos. Pavel Velkovsky. Annalise Harris. Jacob Goldfarb.
Dean, this concluded the JD graduating class of 2024. Please give them another round of applause. Good afternoon, graduates, families, faculty, staff, honored guests. I'm Dana Roy-Grodzki. I'm an associate teaching professor and the director of the Asian and Comparative Law LLM and the General Law LLM. The University of Washington has 7 LLM programs, long-standing LLM programs. You'll hear some of my other colleagues introduce other graduates. We have attorneys coming from all over the world to specialize in US law, as well as US attorneys who are specializing further in their degrees. It is my honor and pleasure to welcome our graduate from the Asian and Comparative LLM program. Wu Rina. And now I'm going to invite our graduates in the General Law LLM program, starting with your own speaker, Shivani Mittal. Irina Beiro. Solomon Fiker Lema. Zviad Ubilava. Maria Flavia Gomez. Karen G. Daza and family. Marilyn Sharina Ramos Tovera. Love you too. Rima Rajdev. Roa Al-Majdieli. Kay Zhuang. Dean Lawson, this concludes the graduates from the Asian and Comparative LLM and the General Law LLM.
Good afternoon, I'm Scott Schumacher, and I'm the director of both the Global Business and Tax LLM programs. And Dean Lawson, it is my pleasure to introduce the graduates for the Masters of Law and Global Business Law. Abdul Aziz Al-Qadi. Giselle Tam. Khalid Faisal Al-Sudari. And Dean Lawson, I'm pleased to present the graduates of the Masters of Law in Taxation. Enrique Campuzano. Artie Goyle. Yue Jiang. The taxation program is also pleased to recognize students graduating today with a concurrent Juris Doctorate and Master of Laws in Taxation. When I call your name, please stand and be recognized. Allison Krieger. Carmen Christine Mand. And Mia Q. Dean Lawson, that concludes the Global Business and Taxation LLMs.
Good afternoon. My name is Peter Nicholas, and I am the Faculty Director of the Intellectual Property Law and Policy Master of Laws program. Dean Lawson, it's my distinct pleasure to introduce and call forward the candidates for the degree of Master of Laws in Intellectual Property Law and Policy. Hao Wang. Xiao Shen Zhong. Sam Wu. Yuki Yamanaka. Shintaro Yabe. Wen Yi Cha. Maylee Carolyn Barber Wiseman. Dean Lawson, that concludes the candidates for the Master of Laws degree in Intellectual Property Law and Policy.
Good afternoon. My name is Jennifer Langalong. I'm the Associate Director of the Sustainable International Development Master of Laws program. Dean Lawson, faculty, friends, families, it is my absolute honor to present the 2024 graduating class for the LLM in Sustainable International Development. Amar Maroon, Amar Tushin. Stephen Bamlende Dada. Jin Nian. Francis Kim. Natalia Perez Amarillo. Henrietta Ane Naivunivuni. Mohammed Ghulam Mustafa Hassan. Alan Smith. Claire Simambubu. Dean Lawson, this concludes the graduating class of the SID, Sustainable International Development Program for 2024. I would also like to recognize 4 law students who are graduating today with concurrent Juris Doctorate degrees and Master of Laws in Sustainable International Development. When we call your name, please stand and be recognized. Anna Noel Pickett. Cameron Eldridge. Nathan Mock. Rick Adams. Thank you.
My name is Patricia Kusler, and I direct our newest graduate program, which is our Master of Jurisprudence program. It is also, I'm pleased to say, our largest program. This program trains non-lawyers to have knowledge of the law that will help them in their current or future careers. I'm ably assisted today by Professor Myrie, who is one of our core faculty members, and today we have 47 graduates, many of whom are here. I also want to extend my thanks to Professor Mary Hotchkiss, who has been a pivotal member of our faculty for many years and is retiring. Okay.
Again, I'm Professor Myrie, and Dean Lawson. I would like to present to you the members of the 2024 graduating class for the Masters of Jurisprudence program, beginning with Sarah Ruth Morrison, my research assistant. I'd like to now present you with Abdullah Al-Muhesh. Congratulations. Lori Ann Phelps. Congratulations. Manpreet Kaur Kaura. Sorry, thanks. Kaura. and the ineffable Alloy Andrew Niles. Abigail Van Nice. Elisa Melendez. Roslyn Opan. You want the, okay. Roslyn Tutia Opan. Congratulations. Davina Wang. Yun Kiao Wei. Zihui Li. Would you like to? I think I'm going to let my student speak for herself.
It's Ovia Kamigisha.
And family. Congratulations. Yushin Jia. Congratulations.
Zishen Jen. Congratulations. Yushuan Fan. Taja Ran. Han Mo Lin. Yitao Wai. Shenghua Yan. Tom's Gao. Nichun. Sei Yao Wang. Yu Main Zhen. Lulu Wen. Congratulations. Quan Zhao. I read your paper. Good job. Xinyu Liu. Wan Ting Kao. Jia Xin Yu. Dean Lawson, that covers our graduates from the Masters of Law program.
I just think we need one more clap for all the graduates. Congratulations. Thank you. So our next speaker is very special because he too was seated where you are seated, graduates. It's my privilege and honor to introduce the Honorable Richard Jones, a United States District Court judge in Seattle since 2007. He previously served as a judge on the King County Superior Court bench from 1994 to 2007. Judge Jones is a devoted leader in his community. He served 9 years as an appointment on the National Board of the YMCA for the USA and served locally as a board member for the YMCA of Greater Seattle for over 20 years. He recently joined the Seattle Kraken One Roof Foundation Board as chair. Judge Jones co-founded and still participates in Seattle area programs that focus on diversity, equity, and inclusion with the focus on students of color. Through these and other educational and professional enhancement programs, Judge Jones has been a mentor to hundreds of students and countless lawyers of various levels of academic and professional pursuits. In 2016, in recognition of his dedicated years of community work, Judge Jones was named the recipient of the Charles Odegaard Award by the University of Washington Office of Minority Affairs and Diversity. Additionally, he received the Ellis Island Award in New York City in 2016 and the American Bar Association's Diversity Leadership Award in 2019. In 2022, he was honored by St. Martin's University with a Distinguished Alumni Award. I can talk about Judge Jones' prestigious awards all day, but we do have to leave this facility by a certain time. So I will end my introduction by saying that we are honored to have Judge Jones today as part of our community and at this ceremony because he received his JD from the University of Washington School of Law and his bachelor's from Public Affairs from Seattle University. Without further ado, the Honorable Judge Richard Jones.
Good afternoon. Oh, no. No. That sounds like Friday when I do sentencing. Let's try it again. Good afternoon. That sounds more like the University of Washington I'm used to. Thank you, Dean Lawson. Congratulations to all of the graduates. I'm so proud to be here. I want you to know one thing that I learned many, many years ago as a trial lawyer. When you're the last one to speak, the 3 B's apply. Be brief, be brilliant, and sit your butt down. To distinguished faculty, parents, spouses, significant others, family and cherished friends, with all of your collective effort, you are here today for your students and loved ones. Thank you, class of 2024, for inviting me to give the alumni address for your graduation. Special shout out to 3 of your classmates, Eni Olier, Matt Williamson, and Amina Sanusi. Why? Give them a shout out. When everybody else was too busy studying for finals and didn't have time, these 3 took the break from their busy schedules to make sure that I'd had a chance to have a better appreciation and shape my remarks for your statement from the alumni. So thank you to all those students. You know, this is a special time, especially when I'm serving as the commencement speaker. And to be honest, I don't recall anything the commencement speaker said. I don't even remember who the commencement speaker was. But the one thing I do remember, and I'm pretty sure all of you are doing or have done at some point in time, is wondering the same thing that I did. Where will my law degree take me? And what will I achieve in my life to the degree that it will be impactful on other people's lives? Many other graduates from the University of Washington School of Law have gone on to be dreamers and do amazing and wonderful things. And they include some of the most influential and distinguished members of our community. Many UW Law graduates have become judges at all levels, in Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, U.S. District Court, State Supreme Court, Superior Court, CEOs of major businesses, managing partners of major law firms, mayors, internationally recognized experts in various aspects of the law, members of the United States Congress, county executive, county prosecutor, city attorney, presidents of National Bar Association, and the list goes on and on and on. I bring that to you and to your attention because the UW expects great things of you, and we're confident that you will carry on the tradition of this greatness as you pursue your careers. So to all the parents, family, and supporters today, congratulations to you. And I'm pretty sure if I pass the microphone to most of the folks graduating today, you would say, thank you for hanging there with me. Thank you for supporting me. And thank you for the many nights and weekends you sacrificed to get me here. So again, thank you to all the parents. Okay, class of 2024, let's talk about you. You've landed safely, on schedule. Well, at least most of you are on schedule. But for the most part, and at this point in your destiny, you have to face the challenges that will last you a lifetime. You're about to begin your careers in law. As exciting as today may be, you're also probably entering the scariest part of your life. No more lectures, no more grades. Welcome to the next phase of your life. Your formal education is hereby declared complete. The challenge now begins with the legendary question asked of all the great minds throughout the ages. The profound and pointed question asked after a great feat of accomplishment. What the hell do I do now? I'm going to share some thoughts with you from the Judge Jones playbook for a successful career in law and whatever career pathway that you choose. The next chapter of your career begins with you becoming the artist to take a canvas and create your own masterpiece. The discovery of who you are and the work that you will do will be the most exhilarating time of your life. Will you struggle? Absolutely. Terror and fear at times? Absolutely. And decisions and challenge will be a part of your daily occurrence for you as lawyers. The key is to face the challenges head on. And I know as UW Law graduates, you have the capacity to do that. I know you look at me and say, well, Judge, you got the good life. Lifetime appointment as a federal judge, and guess what? I'm not going to debate any bit of that. I am happy to be a federal judge, but I had to work to get there. And I had no idea when I graduated from the University of Washington Law School, that was even a consideration for an opportunity down the road for me. And just like I didn't think about it, it may be a part of your future as well. Let me tell you a little bit about who I am, just to give context, because many times people think judges probably grew up in a really fabulous, rich family. That wasn't the case. I was the last of 8 children raised in Seattle's Central District when it was primarily African-American, low-income, and blue-collar. There were no funds to ask from parents or family to fund my education. On my block, parents were role models, and those 2 biggest role models were my mother and father. My father was a carpenter, and my mother was a maid. And between the 2 of them, they miraculously provided for all of us in a 2-bedroom house. Think of that, how you squeeze 10 people in a 2-bedroom house. We did synchronized sleeping, but that's a whole different story. There were so many people in our house, to be honest with you, when they brought me home from Providence Hospital, there was really no additional room. So they pulled out a drawer in one of the dressers in my parents' room, and I had stall number 3, the third drawer down, and that was home. Our home is still there. It's 410 22nd, right around the corner from Garfield High School or Ezel's Chicken, right smack dab in the center of the Central District. I encourage you to visit and see my humble beginnings. The kids in our neighborhood included success stories despite being low income. Some were iron workers, elementary school teachers, and many operated small businesses. Yet at the same time, others became afflicted with drug addiction, alcoholism, incarceration for crimes ranging from bank robbery to homicide. Despite the challenges, we all knew one thing, that up had to be the best option in life. In fact, it had to be the only option that we could pursue. I chose to pursue law, and it gave me the greatest opportunity of a lifetime. For most of my years in law school, I held 2 jobs, and many of you think it was tough enough just to get through law school. Well, I worked part-time at one nonprofit organization, and I also law clerk for 2 years at the United States Attorney's Office, and I managed to strike a balance between work, study, and getting very little sleep. As I neared graduation, I was approached by one of the biggest law firms in the city. Now again, mind you, I was working at the U.S. Attorney's Office clerk for 2 years. They asked me to apply. I didn't seek them out. So I applied. I went through the entire interview process, and I was so excited. And as a matter of fact, the day of what was supposed to be, I thought, an offer, the U.S. Attorney came down, you know, the old college thing where they grab you around your shoulder before you get in the game and say, Jones, go out and get it. We know you've done a really good job. You've received outstanding, glowing recommendations from everyone that you've worked for, including myself. We're so proud of you. Come back and let me know your success. Well, I walked out of the office that day and I was floating. Hiring partner scheduled lunch at Rosalini's 410. It used to be the nicest restaurant in downtown Seattle, for those that you remember. I walked in and I saw the partner that had called me, who was a hiring partner. And he was sitting with his hands clasped over a glass of water. Totally different from what I'd heard everyone else tell me about their experience. Number of people there, the champagne, the celebration, the applause when you walk in, and it wasn't there. So I walked in, I told the partner, I said, you know, I'm old enough and mature enough that rather than struggle through an uncomfortable lunch, let's talk about why I'm here. And his words, I made a recommendation for you to be hired, but the senior partners in our firm don't know how our white clients will react to having a black lawyer represent them. And he finished that remark was, please don't take this personal. I know you'll go on to be a good lawyer, but just not with us. Now, can you imagine what that felt like to walk out of that room embarrassed and have to go back to my office and tell the U.S. attorney I didn't get the job because I was black? I had to tell my other colleagues that were other law clerks I didn't get the job because I was black. But I didn't go back and tell them that. I just had to suffer what they said was the slings and arrows of outrageous misfortune. I had to deal with that hit. But you know, I was angry, and as a graduating law student, I was prepared to sue Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck at the same time. It wouldn't bother me. And I did go to a lawyer. I did go to former Justice Supreme Court Charles Z. Smith, a UW law graduate. And he said, Richard, you know, I'll take your case. I'll help you. I'll work with you through this. But it's going to be tough. It's going to be agonizing. It's going to be expensive. He said, but I want you to remember and know one thing, that if you accept and you pursue this lawsuit, it's going to get a lot of publicity, and many other firms around this town will blackball you for one reason, because they will look at you as a lawyer who will sue to get a job. I didn't have the resources. I couldn't afford to take on that type of attack. And I said to myself, why would I even want to share this with the students? I share this with you because I wanted you to understand how a challenging situation like that had nothing to do with killing my dream or my determination or belief in myself. Because fundamentally, after everything's gone, the lights are gone, graduation's over, it's all about your belief in who you are and the capacity that you have to do the things that you wish to do. I wasn't going to let that slap in the face and kick in the gut and deter me, and I applied the 3 P's: persistence, patience, and perseverance. So let's get back to the Judge Jones playbook. Lesson number 1, self-esteem. Never let one drop of your self-esteem be predicated upon another's perception of who you are or the capacity that you have or potential to achieve greatness. Only you control that. Only you control that and no one else. Let me share a quote from Eleanor Roosevelt to make this point. No one can make you inferior without your permission. Whatever challenges you face in life, you meet them head on and you will succeed. I've encountered challenges my entire life, and the lesson I would always apply is that being underestimated is the most powerful weapon in the world. Lesson number 2. On my desk is a small pot metal square with the quote that sits right on my computer, and it reads, "What would you attempt to do if you knew you could not fail?" Think about that. I start every single day. What would you attempt to do if you knew you could not fail? I look at that every day, and I pursue my responsibilities as the United States federal judge of not being fearful of the work that I do, of the responsibilities I undertake. The same may be true for you. The biggest challenge that you may face in your career, in your early career, is the fear of failure, self-doubt, and imposter syndrome. I continue to hear these words from students all the time. I want to share with you a common experience I've had with externs and a few new law clerks. And that's when you start to work and you have to turn in that first assignment and you have that dreaded red pen fear of the reviewing lawyer, partner, or associate that has to look at that document that you spent days and hours and sleepless nights creating. And you're proud of it, but you're still afraid. I know my externs or law clerks that have worked have been afraid to get that first one in. They want to be perfect. They want to get that A. They want that 4 point, just like you strive for when you were in, I think they still have 4 points. I don't know what you guys score anymore. But bottom line is, sometimes you get into a situation where it's paralysis by analysis and fear on top of that. And I can see in some of those students' face that they're afraid. And my coaching has always been, you can't get an A if you're afraid to get an F. Think about that. You can't get an A if you're afraid to get an F. In other words, don't let fear dictate your ability to perform and be your best. It's okay to make mistakes. That's part of learning. You'll improve and you'll learn. Any experienced lawyer, any experienced honest lawyer will tell you that they've made mistakes and they've learned from their mistakes and they go on to become great and very good lawyers. Third, our beloved diverse community. We live in a diverse world. Accept that fact and embrace it. To quote Maya Angelou, prejudice is a burden which confirms the past, threatens the future, and renders the present inaccessible. From my perspective, if you want to live a rich life, that will be based on how you treat others, and that will serve as a foundation of your ethical and moral principles as you continue to practice law. You don't have to read deeply into the news source to read about the attack on diversity. Without going into a long dissertation on this topic, recognize that people often attack what they're most afraid of. I look at the diversity of your class and look at the folks that have walked across this stage today, and I hope that you took time to think about the richness of your education and the diversity of thought, culture, and experiences you enjoyed in acquiring your degree. That's because of the different types of folks that were in your class. Lesson number 4, civility in practice. How you treat others and what type of lawyer you wish to become will be dictated upon how you treat other people. Now I want to ask all the about to become practicing lawyers a single question. How many of you would take an oath that would say, and raise your right hand and say, I will abstain from all offensive personalities? Anybody take that oath? Nobody wants to do that. No takers. Not even one. I hate to tell you this. You're going to have to revisit abstaining from offensive personalities, because if you look at the oath of attorney, number 7 in that oath does say you'll abstain from all offensive personalities if you wish to become a member of the Washington State Bar Association. So let me try it again. How many of you will Abstain from engaging in offensive personalities. Still no takers someplace, okay. To borrow another quote from former poet Maya Angelou, I've learned what people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you make them feel. The clean canvas I mentioned will reflect who you are as a lawyer, and you can clearly illuminate the type of lawyer based upon how you treat other people. As a judge for more than 25 years, I've encountered scores of attorneys. Many have reputations that precede them. As judges, we talk, not gossip. We just talk about the quality of lawyering all the time. We also discuss their cases and the lawyers that come before us. And there's some names that come before us, I'll tell you right now, I dread having to handle those lawyers' cases. They're disruptive, disrespectful, arrogant, and treat civility like the plague. To the contrary, I regularly see the names of lawyers I welcome to the courtroom. I'm excited to see them. I almost feel like coming off the bench and giving them a hug. I'm so happy to see them because of the type of lawyering that they engage in. Your reputation is ever developing. Protect it with every power that you possess. It is engaging in ethical behavior all of the time, not some of the time. And decision-making is what you do even when no one is watching. Someone told me a long time ago, as a young practicing lawyer, in negotiating cases, negotiating deals, they said, Richard, you can be a bear, you can be a bull, but never be a pig in how you deal with other people and negotiate your cases. Lesson number 5, are you really here? You say, what is that supposed to mean? I'll confess this is a question I often had to ask myself. And that's what I'm talking about when you are facing deadlines, work assignments, and responsibility, and you go to an event for a family member just because you have to be there. And the entire time you're looking at your watch, you're looking at your phone, you're looking at something else, you're distracted. Everybody else knows that you need to get back to work. Yes, it's Saturday late. Yes, it's Sunday afternoon. They can feel the pressure of you wanting to be someplace else. As somebody who's practiced law for a long time and somebody who's been on this planet for a long time and been a judge for a long time, I can't tell you the importance of taking the time to be present when you spend time with your family and loved ones. Countless times I've seen families break up, relationships lost, and special moments pass by because you didn't take that special time to make your family and loved ones feel like you are the most important person in my life. Lesson number 6 is giving back. Don't worry, there's only 7 lessons, so I got one more to go after this one. Giving back to your community is the number 1 in my book. I've dedicated a significant portion of my life and experience as a lawyer and as a judge to giving back to others. Giving back is part of the dues and responsibility we have to our community. You didn't get here by yourself. You see your families and loved ones around you. You got here for one reason, because of what they have done for you. You need to give back and make that part of you. Final lesson is the critical importance of mentorship. I've had numerous mentors in my life. Some are long been gone, but every single one of those mentors made a significant contribution in my life, and I know that I couldn't be here without them. But the key is to find the right mentor, not just somebody that affirms whatever nonsense that you're telling that you want to do or some crazy idea. You want somebody that's going to be honest with you, that's going to be genuine with you, and give you honest feedback. And that requires an exchange. You committing to them and them committing to you. And you also serving as mentors to other young people. So graduating class, I must tell you before I sit down, you are the new breed of lawyers who will lead us for decades to come. In the years to come, you will all be in the business of building and rebuilding our country and rebuilding what our democracy should actually reflect. It can seem overwhelming, the daunting task of following the generations that have come before you. In some cases, taking the lead. In others, we need you to correct the mistakes that we have made and didn't accomplish when we thought we were graduating and prepared to take on the world. And lack of a better term, sometimes just having the responsibility of cleaning up the mess that's been left behind. In class of 2024, as you join this legal community, I know that you have the capacity to make University of Washington extraordinarily proud of you. You will achieve all that you desire and all that you possess. And I know I'm going to see many of you as we continue to live and grow in life. And if you see me, I hope that you would come and share with me the things that you've accomplished in life. And you'll come to a person who won't listen to you if you tell me about the person that you slayed in the deposition, or how you really kicked somebody in a cross-examination, or just won a case by devastating cross-examination. If that's what you have to tell me, I'll keep walking. What I prefer to hear is you telling me what you've done to make a difference in somebody else's life. That to me is leadership. That to me is being on top of your game as a University of Washington law graduate. As a final request, and this is not an oath of attorney, I want you to promise that you will never, never, never give up on the war on racism, sexism, ignorance, poverty, saving our planet, homelessness, cancer, apathy, unjust wars, and all the other diseases that plague our planet. If you're willing to commit to this promise, let me hear you say, I do. It's been an honor for me to stand here before you and share these remarks with you, and I hope that you remember a couple of them, and if not, just remember that you are the most fantastic class to graduate from the University of Washington. My name is Richard A. Jones, and I approve of this message. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge Jones. And before we conclude this ceremony, I just want to personally thank all the families that made today possible. This is here because of you. And I also want to thank the graduates for your hard work and how you continue to inspire your faculty and staff. Class of 2022, 2024s, this concludes our ceremony and celebration today. We are so proud of you. Congratulations. Wait, graduates, stay in your seat. Graduates, please remain in your seat until the faculty has left the stage. I ask the family to remain in the stadium until the graduates have also left the floor. Thank you again and congratulations. Go Law Dogs.